Illinois makes a move to regulate cryptocurrency in the name of consumer protection, and Iowa's governor presses schools in the state to provide more STEM education for students. We'll get into that this morning with Scott County Democratic Party Chair Kay Pence and former Iowa Republican Party Chair Steve Grubbs. Great to see you both. Let's get right to it and start in Iowa. The state both of you are from, and Governor Kim Reynolds' executive order issued last weekend to expand science, technology, engineering, and math education in schools. She ordered her STEM Advisory Council to make sure every student in the state, no matter where they live or their background, has access to the latest opportunities. She adds advancements in artificial intelligence and information technology make it vital for students to be ready for careers impacted by these changes that are certainly happening very quickly. It's not clear if that will mean more money to do that. How much should this directive push state lawmakers to increase spending for public schools more than they've been willing to in recent years? And do you see this being at odds with Iowa's emphasis on private school vouchers? Steve Grubbs.
Well, first of all, as a former chair of the House Education Committee, I like this initiative. When I was in, we pushed technology in schools, and now we just need more focus on STEM. So, and professionally, with what I do now, building AI tutors and virtual reality chemistry labs and biology labs, we know that it will double the learning that students receive. So the only real question is, how do you get from this intent of the governor to actually executing and implementing it in classrooms? That is sort of the million-dollar question, and hopefully the state will put some dollars behind their initiative.
So you do see money being a part of it. Kay Pence, do you agree with that? I'm sure you're in favor of improving STEM education and providing more access to it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in favor of it for every child in Iowa. And I tried to find any indication of money that she was going to allocate with this, and I couldn't find anything. And we know that private school vouchers are going to cost the state $345 million next year. This is money we previously were not spending. And last year, the legislature needed to draw over $900 million from reserves just to balance the budget. So even though I love this proposal, when I look at what we've been spending on it, I found that in 2025, 29 schools were awarded STEM Best funding, and another 12 schools got $20,000 grants. Well, we got a whole lot more schools than that in Iowa, and they claim that since 2012, they're reaching up to 100,000 students per year. There's over 500,000 students in Iowa in the public schools, and this money can also go to private schools. So it's a great intention, but yeah, show me the money.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words. All right, let's move to Illinois, where Governor J.B. Pritzker signed 2 laws this week to regulate cryptocurrency at the state level. One intends to protect people in Illinois by establishing regulatory oversight of cryptocurrencies. The other creates specific protection against scams and fraud for people who utilize these digital asset kiosks. Governor Pritzker says this legislation makes up for the federal government's Genius Act he claims doesn't provide enough consumer protection or oversight. The federal law does not mention the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at all, for example. And the FBI says people in Illinois lost $272 million in fraud cases involving cryptocurrency last year. How significant is this move by Illinois? Should it be up to states to provide oversight for cryptocurrency if the federal government isn't? Kay Pence.
Yes, I think it's a very good idea. And we had a strong Consumer Financial Bureau that since it started in 2021 returned $21 billion to consumers that were through financial fraud. And like you say, if we had any trust that this government was concerned about the people and not just the corporations and the profiteers, you know, maybe we could trust this bill. But when we see what they've done to the Consumer Financial Bureau, and cryptocurrency fraud is huge. In 2023, the FBI reported $5.6 billion in losses. So somebody needs to step up, and I'm thankful that Governor Pritzker is doing it for the people in Illinois.
Steve Grubbs, is this something for states to do if the federal government is falling short?
Here's the analogy that I think makes sense. If you think about a horse race, it wasn't 10 years ago there were 3 horses racing to the finish line: Europe, China, and the United States. Europe put a lot of regulations in place as far as technology and the big tech companies and AI, and now they're not even a part of the conversation. Right now it's very close. whether it comes to AI or robots or cryptocurrency, between China and the United States. A lot of people are making the argument that the United States is falling behind. So I don't care who you are or what your political persuasion, you have to give this administration some kudos for getting the United States back in that race with China. You know, should there be state regulations? I think that's fine, but what a state like Illinois does not want to do is to put themselves in a situation like Europe, where their economy is struggling already. Why put yourself in a position where you hamper growth? If there's true consumer protection, great, but we are in the race of our lives between the United States and China, and we cannot lose this race. That the implications of losing are extremely significant.
Yeah, when I looked at the
I've got
bills, consumer protection is the big thing, because we don't want our people fraudulently abused.